4. Undiluted, unadulterated. It's probably replicated, but still not yet duplicated. It's sports only on the Legbete TV radio. I seriously love listening to it. Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Legbete TV radio. Stay tuned. Legbete TV radio.
And I usually
We
plus
dare to
I've initiated you.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle comment
Initiation by
ce
association.
soir, je suis avec LBT sur LBT TV Radio.
This is radio like you never heard before. Legbete TV radio, the pathfinder for radio. This is radio like you never heard before. Legbete TV radio, the best in entertainment and sport. Legbete TV radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen, you are listening to Legbete TV radio.
Faith Lights. Is that your name? All right, good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of the Sports Buffet on Legbete TV Radio. How many people feels like today looks like public holiday? Is it just me or like it feels like it's a public holiday? Well, whatever it is, people like us don't get to enjoy public holidays. So public holiday, working day, strike, whatever it is, thunder, we are still at work. I've never heard media go on strike before. Never since I was born. The media is never going on strike. Doctors go on strike. Lawyers have been on strike before. Labor go on strike, but we're never there. Whether they strike, we'll be the ones to report it. Whether they don't strike, we'll be the ones to report it. Okay, now. Let's just enjoy it the way it is. The way they say we should walk. We're the Jackie of society. When I say somebody's name is Fit Light. Fit Light, is that your name or just your channel name? Well, whatever it is, let's shine light on some talking point. I'm not alone in the building. I've got my 3 wonderful, amazing lip glossing angels in the building. Yeah, I've got awesome Uche. I've got Joy Bassi. And I've got Naomi. Don't ask me for a song, please. I'm not going to stress myself. Yeah. What's the name? Ayanyo. Okay. Ayanyo. Don't worry. Yeah, I would remember it. Remind me of Yanya. I will remember it. Don't worry. I would try my best to remember it. So how you doing? Let's start with you, Uche. No, let me go this way. Let's start with the Naomi. Naomi, how was your weekend?
It was fine. It was peaceful.
Tell me something that happened over the weekend. Something that you can divulge, not something that you're not supposed to divulge.
Nothing much. Oh, went to April. Prices have skyrocketed. So what I saw last time I went there was not what I saw on Saturday.
Okay.
Then I got the chance to win something from the raffle draw.
Okay, they've come back with that raffle draw again. Good. Every time I hear Ibana, I remember my son. When my son was born, Ibana was the go-to place for all the baby food. Up to me, this one, that one. He would not take Nigerian food, and I was bloody broke at the time. 2012, I was broke. The boy will not take any Cerelac, all those Nigerian food you give him, will vomit it. But you go and buy the UK or the US one. Yes, that's what he wants to eat. That boy punished me, sharp. But God, thank God for God. Yeah, we survived it. Jabba say, how was the weekend?
It was fine.
No, when you say fine, everybody say fine. Yeah, you know, one of the things that I've learned is that when you ask people how are you and they say fine, they just might be a duck on top of water. They are battling a whole lot, but it's fine. That's fed up, like mind your business. I'm good.
No, my weekend was just I could not sleep. So
why?
I don't know. On Saturday, I don't even know what happened. I messed up my sleep schedule and everything. I could not sleep.
Oh, you have a sleep schedule?
I don't like that sleep schedule. I could not.
People who don't pay bill always have sleep schedule. Jesus Christ! When will I ever have sleep schedule again? Last night I slept by 3 a.m. Woke up by 5:30 this morning.
Okay. But like when I came back from Sunday, I was tired, so I ate, then I slept. I woke up around 5. So I woke up around 5, and I slept back by 7. Then I woke up by 2 again. But I could not sleep. I now slept by
Have you
4.
not slept the whole?
Just slept
I don't understand though. Look at this girl. Oh. The way she said she messed up her sleep schedule, I was almost thinking that they sent her message. She went to work. You borrowed now. You've done what Nigerian government did. You took money from tomorrow and spend it today, and then you get to tomorrow. You're still expecting money to be there. What's wrong with you? You're using credit card. You're using credit card. You use your credit card to buy all the buyable to groove. Now the time has come to pay back. Come on, you have to balance the book. Oh. You have to balance the book. Okay, Faith is from chatting from Lithuania. Thank you very much for joining in. So let's go to that awesome girl there. So you know that name follow people, Sha. But I know some people whose name are happy and they are sad. Some people's name joy, they are always troublemakers. Some people's name peace, they are war. But some people their name just follow them. Like my sister Blessing Okabari, her name she's just a blessing to people. Let's hear from you. How was your weekend?
It was short. Very short.
Weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it was short. What made it short?
I don't even know, like when you got close and open your eye, you're already in one day. And I'm like, what did I even do?
You watched Big Brother. That's what you did. You went to church. That's what you did. And then you slept. And then you pressed your phone. Should I remind you more? And then you ate.
It just felt very short. I don't know why.
Okay. Now let's come to the stories. Who's got me a story? Yeah, let me start with you. Yeah.
Okay, so federal government asked Nigerians to consider bicycles as a means of transportation.
I think we should. I support the federal government on that.
Then Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi also says that Nigerians should be patient, that they won't see the positive results of this.
Isn't that what they told us about Buhari?
Yeah.
But we don't have a choice anyway. For the fuel subsidy, one of the things that every Nigerian should understand is that the fuel subsidy, there is not a candidate on the ballot in February that said they will not remove it. One said I will set the refinery outrightly, which I support. The other two said immediately, first day in office, they will remove the subsidy. So, and there is really no alternative to it. There's no alternative to it. I've checked all the best way that I can check. The people that are really, really affected by this subsidy removal, apart from Nigeria, Cameroon, Cotonou, Benin, when you go back to school now, you will see it. You will understand. No. You people be benefiting off our subsidy before. Okay, you will see the result now.
Then at least 4 persons killed and 44 arrested during the rampage and mass looting in Adamawa. Then the governor.
What were they doing with the
was this Fintiri declares 24 hours curfew.
Curfew, not morning. It's like, we got.
No.
What else?
Then embassy refuses Nigerian Schengen visa due to economic situation and corruption in the country. Yeah. So apparently Nigeria is too corrupt to go.
I'm going to Germany in October. I hope they will not deny me visa.
Because the denial was very detailed. It was very detailed. So it's like that the company doesn't have assets. Nigeria is going through economic crisis.
There's a lot of forgery going on.
Especially
we don't know if your birth certificate is real, if your business is real.
Well, whatever they claim or whatever they do, I'm going to Germany. If they say they don't want to give me visa too, I will still stay here. The funny thing is, I'm not one of those persons that would ever be sad if any country deny me visa. It's like I call you that I want to come to your side. No, I'm not around. I'm not going to be angry with you. No. I'm staying in my house. No big deal. I don't know. Every time I say this, people say because you've traveled a lot. Going abroad does not freak me. I'm not one of those who going abroad. No. The best place in this world for me is Nigeria. And for me, I'm not speaking on behalf of any other person. For me, I love Nigeria like that. I know that look at me like that. That's your own eye. It's your business. Why do we move this thing to Abjai Basi? What you got?
Yeah, so
You're telling your stories. Okay.
Well, forgive me for that one. So I come with the Nigeria Drug Agency, this thing.
NDLEA.
Yes, they've arrested people for trying to smuggle drugs. Yeah, like one was trying to smuggle a packet of drugs inside cream bottle. Yeah, and feels like if you see the way they just put it, it's just like, do you people really think they will not catch you? Then we now put some inside blankets. One they also got one that was running like a club. They will sell this for its VIPs.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a normal thing they do in nightclub
Yeah,
now. Nightclub is for drugs. Now, is the NDL just want to victimize one person? Every club, every nightclub, I boldly say this. Let them come and beat me if they want to. Every nightclub do drug business. That's just the truth. That's where the money come from.
This one was unfortunate. It got caught.
They'll be lying that it's alcohol that is bringing all that money, like you know. Yeah. Then we got something more.
Yeah, with them.
All these people here, they are waiting for football story. Football gist is what's waiting, hungry them. What is your drug talk? Not the concern.
Olamide said that he wants to hear the calling of God because that same pastors are getting money because there's always traffic on Sunday, the Sunday morning especially.
Okay.
Which I kind of I see it because anytime I'm coming back from church.
I don't know. I don't go to church, so I don't know.
Yeah, as a Christian, I'm coming back from church. 12 to that 1 to 2. Traffic in the road.
I don't. This thing you're saying, I don't understand it. I cannot relate.
I'm informing that the traffic.
Don't inform me. I don't want to know. Now I choose to go stay traffic.
Not choose to traffic. You choose to go to church, not traffic.
Let me not talk about today is Monday. I don't want to piss anybody off. But church, let's not talk about church this morning. It's not. Maybe we can talk about it on Friday.
Something happened to you.
No, nothing happened to me. I just think that every day when I review this church thing, the people that brought the church were the ones that brought slavery. I don't understand. It's the church. Everything about slavery is the same ship that brought the people that came to give us church. That they used to carry our people into slavery. So
the new leaf.
No, they did not turn a new leaf. No. The same people who brought this church. And then the church. Every day now when you study the Bible, there's so much contradiction. And that's a long, different conversation. The church that said that I will visit the sins of the father to the first, second, third, and fourth generation. They've not visited the sin of slavery on America and on England. So I do not understand.
But
and then,
also like part of Christian that dissolved slavery. I think
it's not part of Christianity that dissolves slavery. That's a deception that they give you people. Don't tell me about the dissolution. They should not be slavery in the first place, not to talk about the dissolution. So it's like you say somebody raped someone and then I bought the person a car and a house. So let's focus on the car and the house. Hey, but you raped. The slavery would not even have existed in the first place, right? And then again, I don't want to use my show to give foolishness a space for conversation. Now football, we'll talk today. Let's leave church. Leave church about this one.
Yeah, Cardi B. Okay, if fans splashed water on Cardi B or a drink on us.
That was stupid.
That
was very. I don't know the level of excitement or the level of.
It's not excitement. It's like you waited till she got to the phone to just show it as
She want to be popular, right?
She just threw the mic. I know
Cardi B is gangster.
Complaining that why would she do that? If it was
it was not water. It was something else. Like she was right to do that. Like
leave people comment section. Those opinionated people don't know anything. I ignore them. Let's move to Awesome. Awesome. What you got? I know that Big Brother will be part of your news.
It's not actually.
Thank God. I don't understand. Nigerians are complaining that they are broke and then they are watching Big Brother and they are gossiping about Big Brother.
News of Big Brother.
Oh, you have Big Brother news. Let's hear you.
Apparently, I think if I know once.
The way you mention this name, you assume I know them. My bank account is 0. And you're telling me about Big Brother. Who is Ifeanyi? Ifeanyi is my neighbor.
I don't know them. I don't know. I just knew from online.
Okay.
One did not want them to stay in her bedroom, so she pushed them out of the bed. She kicked them out of the bed. Said, "You're disturbing my aura. I cannot sleep with you in the room. So get out."
It's not. It's your house.
It's not our house, but no one calls it drama. Like and another one, the prank and everything that they were doing throughout the day. I know what it was. I just saw it.
No. Let's leave Big Brother out of it. Also, talk to me.
Okay, so a lady was called up for allegedly squandering 33 million naira and 53,000 pounds that was donated to her for her bone marrow transplant.
She didn't do the bone marrow.
So
She has not. She's saying that she's doing.
she has a new
something. She
like was diagnosed with a new ailments
that
she's
supposed to go to Germany. She now said that she's working with something in USA.
No,
she's
just saying the doctor relocated from Germany to US. Then she used 15 million naira for drugs for the new sickness that was just there.
This is why, when I say people say I am heartless, I will never contribute money online for anybody's sickness. I'm sorry, this is me. Yeah, especially all those liver and kidney things. When you know they drink alcohol since they smoke, the damage of kidney and liver. You now come and call me. That's hustling hard. I know they do 419. Man, I know they pay me. Like, I don't even get. Why they now they beg or people make people online donate, do some money for me? Is this for why they use that finish? Now one of my gen up pack up. I not get money to buy that one. I know go donate give you. Maybe you come to go live life, Cardi B lifestyle. They pop for this ad. For this Buhari and Balablu economy, no, I beg you. I resemble Saudi Arabia for your eye. I beg, give me better story.
Okay, so NAPTIP says that over 2,000
my guys
trafficked girls are stranded in Mali at the moment. And the funny part of the story is that people in Mali now are trafficking girls to Benin City, Nigeria.
Are you serious?
So
I don't understand. They're trafficking girls from Mali to Benin.
Yes.
When did I walk on shop? Nothing there for Benin. Now let courtesan in Benin. Sorry, but it's just the truth. Now let courtesan in Benin. What did I want shop? Bus conductor, bus driver, courtesan, club, and then beer parlor for roadside. That's what Benin have. It's not like Benin have any employment, and then they don't have road. What do the traffic can do for Benin? 2.5 politicians now in the Benin. All the rest not get money. Bleaching cream. Okay, bleaching cream sells in Benin. All those Ishan boys and Ishan old men, jobless ones. What do they go do for Benin with Benin people with their online now, they go vest, but not true. What do the traffic person come Benin for this exchange rate? I don't understand. That's waste of traffic.
I was really so I thought Benin out of all places.
Like, maybe they say it's Benin Republic, or maybe you're not seeing anywhere. Edo State. Even me get money past their governor. As I did, so I get money past their governor. Yeah, what's that?
A lot of bad press.
I don't understand. Benin of all places. Who want engage them? Let's see. Finish the news. Let's talk about football because football is football they do me here. Not this one. Just finish the news.
Okay, so my last story for today is
thank God it's your last story.
Rumors are flying around that Chioma has given birth to a boy in London, but Davido has not confirmed whether it's true or not.
I also heard that his other baby mama
his other baby mama the child
for him.
Davido not supposed to play. Davido is supposed to be playing for Super Eagles. He goes score more goals than Victor Osimhen. All these ones that they are doing. Well, let's bring it. Sir Victor Malalu says that the trafficking should be a stopover to migrate them to Italy. Maybe it is easier to move to Italy from Benin. Okay, that's a point. That's a valid point. That's a very, very valid point. Let's talk about football. So none of you have football story. Women football is going on. You guys don't have it. You come on, get out. Don't fish eye. Nobody gets football related story.
They want them.
Shame. Against Argentina.
Australia.
All I know about the Nigerians have been dragging Aziza Bushrala over taking over shares.
No.
She moved out.
No. Leave the draggers. That's their business. Nobody cares about them.
The first lady was also celebrating the win.
Yeah, because she was the one that saw them off. That she was the one that encouraged them. The last party they had before they went, the Saturday before, they went in Badges. Some traveled on Sunday and some traveled on Monday because we couldn't get the charter flight. And the reason being that the only guy who gave us charter flight to do this trip with the national team is Epis. Epis does not have access to Australia. That's one. Two, it costs way more. Okay. When we went to play in Liberia, it was 300 million that it cost to get a charter flight. And right now, there's no money. So that's the reason. That's a topic for another day. That's the day when we're talking about the accounting, the money of the national team. That's why when people come out in public and say things like, oh, they are corrupt. First of all, check the ins and the outs, okay? Because in accounting, they say you have to check your profit and loss. That's why you have a book in accounting called the Ledger. The Ledger is the principal book of accounting, isn't it? But let's not teach accounting. People want to hear about football. This one I talk my nonsense. So my football people, once again, the elevators here. But I must give the interns a chance to show their skills, their ability to sniff for stories. And sports is a specialized area. If you don't know sports, you don't know sports. It doesn't mean that you won't give them a chance. So guys, don't be vexed. Okay, it's just 20 minutes I will give to them. Let's be it. Now let's talk proper football. We're done with the Nigeria playing against Canada in the first game 0-0. We're also done with Nigeria beating the host country. Nobody saw that coming. 3-2. It was 3-1 at 19 minutes. And I think FIFA and the assistant referee said, no, we cannot embarrass our great host.
Even after 11 minutes.
And then they added 11 minutes. And then we got to 11 minutes. They had another 1 minute and 56 seconds. What the heck is that? Well, when they scored the second goal, I was here. I was seated here watching the match. I was watching the match here on the screen. I almost shit on body. I wouldn't lie. When they scored the second goal, and once they added 11 minutes, it's like Australia just went to filling station to buy fuel. And then Nigerian fuel motor was not showing light, was not showing red light, like we're about to die, they're about to kill us. It was kind of like very, very different anyway. But I noticed they were not lobbing all the balls into the 18. And in my head, I was like, this ball, whether they lob like this, men Nigerian player not go jump, yeah, just go up now. Even if you not touch, they'll just use V, and the referee just blow a penalty, VAR no go check. Or they just make one move now. They just put one challenge. Australian player therefore. I'd say I was scared, I won't lie. At 3-1, it was nice, and especially that thing they call in every season there is a game that is your perfect game. I think at 3-1 we had a perfect game. The selection for startup was fantastic. The substitution was beautiful. And for me, I'm not really one top fan of Randy Wardrum, the coach of the team, but I've also supported him. Like when he made his selection and didn't take Ukobi, whatever her name is, and everybody was shouting. I said, listen, no matter how you look at it, we can all have our say, which is okay. We have the freedom to express our say. But it's a coach that coaches this team, that knows the players, that knows the system he wants to play and why he needs this player or that player. Now, it is not up to the players that are selected again to live up to the expectation and the trust that the coach has in them. And I think that in this tournament against Canada, having played Canada in 2 friendly before, they played 2-2, they lost 2-0. They knew that they cannot go gung-ho all attacking against Canada. They sat back and it was a disciplined performance. But against Australia, and why it was beautiful for me is you see the shout of the fans. And people say he doesn't get to players. He does get to players. That's why you can't go to Anfield and easily win. So when you see where the players played against Australia, against the crowd, and somehow against the referee, because I thought that there are some calls that the referee could have just made for Nigeria. I mean, that goal that was scored, Uche Nakalu scored, and the kick on the side, there's a need for yellow card there, like it or not. But hey, referee pretended like it was after all you've gotten a goal, so no need. And then that home advantage that the host country had, but Nigeria being Nigeria, one of the reasons why I am rooting for the Falcons going into this tournament is history says that every time that the people are against the coach of the team and against the team itself, not expecting anything from Nigeria, we always do well. Go to 1994, even though we qualified for our first World Cup, a lot of people were against Clement Vesta. They wanted him out because of his power, his relationship with the vice president at the time, Augustus Ikomo. They wanted him out. Well, he went to the Nations Cup. He won it. He went to the World Cup. We got to the round of 16, which now looking back, we could have progressed, but hey, it was a great performance. And then again, you go to Atlanta 96. Buffy Joe's job was on the line. Everybody, Ekamada Omeru, and everybody was against the man. What's his name? Jim Wombodo. Everybody. You can get the facts on this book so that I don't say that for the lie. On this book, the fact of that, the audacity to refuse by Sunday Olise, my story, you will get it clearer. The whole details of that team is in this place. Sunday Olise's 10 years in the national team, the struggles with European club, especially Carlo Ancelotti and his coach at his first club in Europe, his Belgian club, all of those, it's Osinachi, not Osinachi Hali, not Uchenakamu. Okay, sorry. And, you look at all of that stories, but they went on to win the Olympics eventually. I mean, the team was not prepared we didn't even plan for them. they went to sleep in a, it's a brothel now, a motel on the roadside, battling with cockroaches, no mattress, and the rest. According to the story, I wasn't in the US, but that's the story. But then they went on to win it, right? I didn't even know that Jonathan Kobore was in that team until the very final day, and he was substituted, removed, eliminated, and Kanuako was brought on. I didn't know until I read his book. Okay, I used to think that I know Nigerian football, but until I read his book. So it's something that you should lay your hands on. I have a few copies that I wanted to give away, but I don't know who have interest in it. And again, when we went to the 2013 Nations Cup, that's not something I want to remind you all. You all know what happened. We were in that tournament and we were already looking for another coach. Stevie Ketch's job was on the line every single day going into that tournament. Again, I remember that's the very first time ever I received a verbal query while working on radio. I remember everybody was barraging my former chairman that Ketch had given me money. I was using his radio station to push wrong agenda. Keshi should be fired. Why am I the one predicting that they were going to win the Nations Cup? That I must have collected money from Keshi. And eventually, we went on to win the Nations Cup. We won that Nations Cup in 2013. But it was easy for everybody to see that Nigeria was going to win the Nations Cup. Why people didn't see it, I don't know. And again, it's also the reason why I don't like listening to fans. Because football fans don't know anything. I keep saying it. Not be disrespect, not truth. Football fans and lots of the journalists as well don't know anything about football. The Nations Cup was played in 2012. And then again, they played the next Nations Cup in 2013. In 2012, Nigeria wasn't there. Zambia won it in 2012. Now, if you look carefully, majority of the other countries that were in that Nations Cup in 2013 were all in 2012. If you look at football, if you understand football very well, there is that tiredness that will come in. Nigeria was the only team that was fresh. Okay, just like the way South Africa won it in 96, they were fresh coming into that tournament. Every other team had a bit of tiredness, jadedness coming from all the other games that they played, and it fell into our lap, and we won it. But hey, people didn't see that coming, especially when we're 15 minutes away from being knocked out. And in our third game against Ethiopia, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Moses scored those 2 penalties. But having said that, it's not history. You see, if you study patterns very well, you know that there are certain things. That's why they say, if you understand your family very well, you can know the things that you can succeed at and the things you'll fail at. So going into this World Cup, all daggers and arrows and spears and bow and everything was pointing, guns and bombs, and all the ammunitions were pointing towards firing the coach. Even they had a spat with the NFF, and a private conversation between Ademola Lajire and someone who I don't want to give credence by mentioning his name went public. We're in the era of going viral now, so you can't trust anybody with any information anymore. And it became a story. But long and short, the coach was also on different podcasts, scattering and blasting the NFF and their people and all that. Okay, so long and short, we went and played the first game. Even some expert analysts said Nigeria wouldn't even score a single goal. They lied in the analysis and say, oh, Nigeria have not scored in 2 World Cup, blah, 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 blah. Then we got that draw. And I remember people bashing me on Twitter for over-celebrating the draw. But I was happy because we got that draw. Remember, this team traveled in batches. Like I said before, a group traveled on Sunday, the other group traveled on Monday. But then we got that draw. And then it was time to play against Australia. People were willing to bet. I saw a lot of the proverbial mark my word on my show and on Twitter. Mark my word. We don't go score. Australia will beat us. It's like, okay, yes, I know that in 2015 Australia beat us 2-0, but now Super Falcons will talk. So this team have represented very well. They've done well. Yes, they didn't do well the last African Women Cup of Nations, but come on. They've done so well that even if they go 10 years without performing, I still would be a supporter of the Falcons because they've really done well historically since 1991. But yeah, nobody wants to listen. Well, they went in there and it was the perfect game. But as much as we're happy about that, we could still get knocked out of the tournament today, which I don't think it's going to happen. But from 11 o'clock when that game played, let's say we got beaten heavily, okay? We got beaten by Ireland has not won a single game before. Let's say we got beaten by 6-0. And the other 2 teams, let's look at the table. I hate the calculator football, but yeah, Costa Rica have put one back. It's 17 minutes, 71 minutes on the game. Costa Rica, Zambia. Zambia is leading 2-1. Japan still leads Spain, and I've not considered a single goal in this tournament by 3 goals to nothing. But let's go to the Nigerian group and let's look at certain permutations and see how it works. So Nigeria is on 4 points, Canada is on 4 points, Australia is on 4 points, right? So if Nigeria get beaten, hypothetically, which is not going to happen, 6-0 by Ireland, Republic of Ireland, and somehow Australia beats Canada by a goal to nil. Obviously, that might just knock Nigeria out. Canada will still take their second place. Australia goes to like 6 points. So the two of them are qualified. But that's not going to happen. So, hey, everybody quash that one. Quash it and focus, stay focused. And we're going to win this game. So let's look at the things that we need to look at in this team. And I'm going to come to your comments, your analysis, your views, your talk. But let's look at how FIFA, I've look at this one. Let's not forget that the kickoff time is 11 o'clock Nigerian time. The central referee is Cassia Itzel Gazia, Spaniard. The fourth official is Lina Lectervos Cara. I don't know where that one is from anyway. And the stadium is the Brisbane Stadium, in case you don't know. Assistant referee number 1 is Karen Diaz Medina. All these Spanish people, they are holding their side in this officiating room. Brisbane City is hosting the game, like I said before, and the second assistant referee is Enadina Cardillo Gomez. So it's the FIFA Women's World Cup, and Nigeria is ready for this one. That's what I would say. Nigeria is ready for this one. And before the show goes out, I'll give you guys the lineup. But let me read you up some stats about these two teams. So there is no history of, hey, Nigeria don't play them before or Nigeria never played them. In the last 5, Republic of Ireland have lost 4 and won only 1. So those kind of teams are the ones that are very difficult to play against because you got to be very careful, right? Nigeria, on the other hand, we're always going to look at the previous games that we played, the stats. So look at Australia, for instance. They lost to Canada 2-1. Ireland. They lost to Canada 2-1. They lost to Australia 1-0. It does show that they are really tight at the back. Not tighter than the Virgin, but they're tight. They played a friendly with France. They lost 3-0. They played a friendly with Zambia. It was 0-0. They played against USA, almighty USA, with Megan Rapinoe and all the people, and it ended 1-0 in favor of the US. So you're not going to just sit there and say, oh, this team will be beaten. But then Nigeria in the last 5 have drawn 1, won 4. That doesn't look like a bad result for me. So you look at the game, Australia, like we all know, Nigeria beat them 3-2. We played 0-0 with Canada. And then after all that one, we defeated New Zealand 3-0. Co-host. We played against Haiti. It's a friendly that is not really official, so it's not recorded. It's 0-0. And then we beat Costa Rica. The Costa Rica that Zambia are beating 2-1 right now. We beat them 1-0. So when you look at that, it is easy on the face value to say, Nigeria don't win this one. Or there's nothing anybody can say about this one. But you see, don't make that mistake in football, because once you make that mistake in football, you just might get it all wrong. So you've got to say that on the day of the game, because that's how Australians look at the statistics. And my Australian friend, who's a journalist, the lady was mocking me, was telling me that last time they played Nigeria, they beat us 2-0, not in their home. Why do I think that we're going to come get anything in their own home ground? Okay, no problem. Let's just pray that you don't eat your words back, because the kangaroo you could take up on. And exactly that is what happened. So when you look at the group table, Nigeria have won 1, drawn 1. We've not lost a game. We've considered 2 goals in this tournament, and we've scored 3. That's the 3-2 game against Australia. So we have a +1 advantage, and Canada also have a +1 advantage for goals, because Canada have considered 2, scored 2 and considered 1 as well. For Australia, they don't have any goal advantage. They've just considered as much as they've scored. Before Nigeria game, they scored 3. They scored 1, then they scored 2 against Nigeria to make it 3 goals. And they've also considered 3, which is the 3 they considered against Nigeria. Now, Republic of Ireland, which is the opponent today, you know how they say that a drowning man will hang on to a blade of grass. And, it's a game like this that look like a dead rubber game that really brings that to the fore. Every time I hear a drowning man will hang on to a blade of grass, me, as somebody that has survived a boat mishap in Delta State back in the day where 11 people died, I'm always quick to understand the meaning of a drowning man will hang on to a blade of grass. I grew up in the house of an German. My stepdad is a German, and he used to always tell us, that thing they say, train up a child in the way he should grow, that when he's old, he will not depart from it. He used to always tell us that if a boat capsized, don't be the first to come up, because so many things will go wrong. If the boat have an engine, your head might hit the engine. There are many people in that boat, somebody might hold you and not let go. So the boat capsized, the first thing you do is go deep down. Swim to the side and then emerge on the other side. It's the chances of your survival is very high. Now, if there is like a gallon or anything, hold on to it. Hold it with your life. Like hold it with your life. Glue yourself to it. It just might save you. Even if there's water or anything inside, it just might save you. Right? And so I know what it means when they say a drowning man will hang on to a blade of grass. Ever try to save somebody who is drowning in the water? If the person hold your neck, the two of you will die. There's no letting go. Like it's like crab biting you. The two of you will die. This is just life lessons that I'm sharing. Okay, so that's how the table look like. But I need to come to you guys now and see what you guys think about it. The girls in my studio, there is no hope in this life, in the next lifetime, and in a million lifetime that they would ever play football. So don't be looking at them like they have football in their veins or in their blood. No.
I played football in school one time.
My friend, shut up. Now look Bush. Talk football, you say one time. Who care about your one-time play? We talk of playing football professionally. This is the one time. If I beat you now, it's how I beat somebody. Come on, get out of here.
But this is something that
No, it's not. It's not. They say there's fish in the food. You say they grab the crayfish. Show me the crayfish. Where's the crayfish? Keep your one time. Keep your one time to yourself. Football is not a one-time thing. It's not testing the microphone thing. It's a real thing. So, my guys, what are your expectations? What are you expecting from this game? But before I get to your expectation, let me share some stories with you guys. I like the story part of the game. While you're thinking about what the Super Falcons will do. I mean, there's no right now. Mbappe and Harry Kane are like tortoise. There's not ever a story without them in it. If you don't have them in your story, then you are not telling the story. Okay, back in the day, remember when you were growing up and they were telling stories. Tortoise especially must be part of the story. There's no tortoise in the story. The story is incomplete. Without you, girl, my life is incomplete. Haven't you heard that song? That's tortoise for you. Tortoise is in every story. There's something. How the tortoise got his share broken. How did this one happen? Why the tortoise is slow? The tortoise is actually not slow. It's fast. How the tortoise defeat the hare in the race. There's hardly a story that's told that doesn't have tortoise inside the story. I don't know if you know any story that has ever been told without having tortoise. I don't know, but so that's Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe in this transfer window. While others are doing their job, doing their transfer business and doing everything. But then again, for Manchester United fans, if like someone don't sign to Harry Maguire, this one I go keep one and they celebrate so on side. So there's trouble in the devil's house. That's the way I see it. I might be wrong, but Society don't enter inside somebody boxer and plenty Society and the Society don't need for transformer now. It's a problem. I didn't say anything. I'm just saying Man United. This this reggae music is not going to work. Well, Chelsea are looking to hijack Liverpool's talk with PSG over a sensational low move for superstar forward Kylian Mbappe. Normally the way the transfer deals are done is you first of all go and have a conversation with the player. But these clubs, these ignorant Momo clubs, starting with Al Hilal, they first went to the club Paris St-Germain to discuss. Now Paris St-Germain gave Al Hilal power to go and talk to the player. They gave them what's that thing? Letter of authority, consent letter. They give them consent letter. Go ahead, speak on our behalf. But you see, there are people who ask you to speak on their behalf, and then there are people who also ask you to speak on their behalf. In the burning bush, when God and Moses smoking both together in that burning bush, God gave Moses a mandate. I said, go to Pharaoh, speak on my behalf. Anything you say I am, that's what I will be. And the mandate had authority because he is Jehovah Almighty. But Paris Saint-Germain is not almighty in the case of Mbappe, because Mbappe have one thing called the Almighty Contract Clause that allows him to decide what he wants to do with his life. And he's also decided that it's Real Madrid or nothing. Okay. And everybody is saying, Mbappe, no, you shouldn't be doing like this. You should be responsible. Like I told you guys the other time, now Mbappe is going to be officially known as an African person. It's no longer going to be known as a French boy. Yeah, when these whole ships are done. And I'm also telling you for free that some very, very dirty things will come out in public after this whole wahala is settled. Okay. So just prepare your mind to hear some things that you're not supposed to hear about Mbappe. I will tell you for free. I understand football clubs that much, and they will play dirty eventually. Right now, they are still trying to keep their side of the contract so that there is no breach. When Mbappe stays to the end of this July and enter August, August is just around the corner, right? So the roundabout. August is on the roundabout. It just passed Lucky Link Bridge. Nice, that roundabout. It's just about to enter Admiralty Way. Once August enter Admiralty Way now, 60 million will be paid. We transferred grudgingly, annoyingly, and sadly, like medical bills. You know, the most difficult thing to pay: medical bills and police money where they pay police or bail bond for court. Ah, Jesus, nothing they painful reach that money. That money is the most painful money to pay. You come grudgingly, squeeze face like monkey will lick your line and pay to Mbappe. And Mbappe wants the money. After that payment is done, maybe PSG will still wait till August ending, like maybe September 1st, like the transfer will just happen. They're not gonna happen. Then to add insult to injury, Real Madrid might not decide to just insult Paris Saint-Germain. Just gonna say, hey, we have 25 million, we'll pay would you take 25 million? Want to transfer him now? Instead of you selling it for free next year, let's pay 25 million, or they will even go with 50 million. Paris Saint-Germain will not say, okay, go and talk to Mbappe, go and talk to him if you agree. And Mbappe will not say yes, will not tweet. Now that's in the hot. I say, since I was a little boy, Real Madrid is the club that I wanted to play for. Every other club I've been playing since is training. That's one that will break everybody's heart. That's one that will destroy, damage everything, snow the damage out. There used to be a DJ in this Nigeria. So that would be the one. That's the one. There's no humility in DJ humility self. That's the one that will just destroy everything. The Paris Saint-Germain will now retaliate by talking about how Mbappe's father is this, his mother is this, how Mbappe is that one, and that everybody now know that that's Mbappe is a total ninja. Total, what's that thing? Teenage mutant total ninja, teenage mutant total ninja, whatever it is, you will hear the story. But for now, let's stay with the script that is available to us. Chelsea are looking to hijack Liverpool's stock with Paris Saint-Germain over a sensational low move for superstar forward Kylian Mbappe. The Frenchman has 12 months remaining on his contract at Paris Saint-Germain, though he has informed the Ligue 1 champion that he has no intention of extending his stay at the club. The London club are the latest to express interest in the star as they look to rebuild after a dismal 12th place finish in the 2022-2023 Premier League campaign. According to the Daily Record, Mbappe has been holding out for a dream move to Real Madrid, but the club giants are unable to meet his steep asking price, which is said to be in the excess of 200 million. Nobody will give them that money. They will instead opt to snap him up transfer next summer. Well, I'll come back to that story anyway. But for Chelsea fans, let me ask you guys: for a club that is rebuilding, and for the fact that Mauricio Pochettino worked with Mbappe before and the relationship was not that good, do you guys want Mbappe in your club? So let me give you the implication of that. Mbappe coming to Chelsea, whether it's on loan, even if they agree that Paris Saint-Germain will pay half of the salary, Mbappe still earns about £900,000. Okay, so let's say they agree to pay half, which is 450. Would Chelsea be willing to put their wage structure in jeopardy? Because everybody's not copying the Arsenal style. Lower your wage bill, lower your wage bill. Liverpool, Man United, even Man City, everybody is not doing lower your wage bill. Why would you want to take a player on loan that will leave at the end of the season? What does Mbappe guarantee you? You're not playing in the Champions League. Would Mbappe really come to a club that's not going to play in Champions League at this time? What's the difference? Why not just go to Saudi Arabia and collect billions, okay, instead of playing? That's one of the parts of the conversation you need to look at. Again, how does Mbappe come into Chelsea or even to Liverpool? Liverpool fans, if you're there, get involved in the conversation. Here's Patrick, get involved in this. How does Mbappe come into a team like Liverpool, for instance, have the most forward players in the whole 20 teams in the Premier League? Okay, you may be comparing to the rotten apples in Nottingham Forest. But Liverpool have the most forward players in their team. They have Mohamed Salah, they have Diaz, they have Darwin Núñez, they have Diego Jota, they have one other player that I've forgotten his name now, and all these players. So where is the Mbappe urge coming for when they have not filled their midfield quota, where there is lacking? And for Chelsea, I don't think that your team is really, really balanced yet, that you need an Mbappe speed. Okay, if you even bring Mbappe, who's the midfielders that will be giving him the passes? Okay, is this you're struggling to sign a player for 100 million in Moise Caicedo? What makes you feel you can take on Kylian Mbappe? Well, again, I think it could just be a media gimmick. That's why I say Eyimba or Rivers United or Sporting Lagos or Remo Stars should also bid for Mbappe. It's very, very important to bid for him. That they want to sign him on loan. Well, let's go to Sadio Mane, the one that left Liverpool, and I predicted this. I said his adventure to Bayern would never work. People said I was hating on him. Well, one season after, let's keep it like that. Okay, Sadio Mane will have a medical today. That shall be with me in paradise. At Al Nassr, ahead of a £34 million move. The Bayern Munich forward said to earn £650,000 a week to play alongside Cristiano Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia. The only good thing about this one is Bayern makes profit out of the deal. That's one. Two is the fact that Sadio Mane, all that money that he's spending for his village people, it will recover. The years that the locusts and the palmer worm and the canker worm have eaten, the Lord has replenished with this one. Why are you looking at me like that? What's happening? Is it not your Bible? Is it not your Bible? Okay, you know the read Bible like that. Don't worry. Mane will pocket a staggering 34 million a year. Jesus Christ. What is happening? I beg. I won't come play football. Please. Doctor, come and retreat this my knee. I won't go play one season. Saudi Arabia, I'm available. I just play they pay me, based on my old age and my crooked left leg. Just £150,000 a week will be fine. That's not much. That's not much stress. That's what he will pocket to. Playing for the club alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, the 31-year-old stands. I seen this guy. I seen around with like 40 years, but that's a bad head. Seen him with 200 years. 31-year-old stand to earn around 136 million over the course of a 4-year deal. Even this babe, the reason the money. The reason I say you hear the order of the money. You hear the order. Okay. You hear order. Mauricio Pochettino have come in a different way. He's starting very early now to try to get into trouble. He likes to fight with club owners and club chairmen. Mauricio Pochettino dismisses Chelsea's new 23.5 million signing Leslie Ugochukwu as a player from France that they signed for some loan in a tiny veil dig at the Blues transfer policy as he pleads for more midfield addition. Chelsea agreed a deal with Rennes for France on the 19th international who has passed the medical and will sign a long-term deal. Pochettino is still keen to bring in a more experienced option in central midfield. Now, let me explain this. Remember when Antonio Conte came to Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal played against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup, and one white player, I've forgotten his name now, one player on the side, was so good that day they beat Arsenal. And Tottenham Hotspur Mumu Club went to sign the player because anybody that do anything against Arsenal, Tottenham will like them. That's how they signed Richarlison. Richarlison can't score to save his grandmother or to save his own life. Well, Conte now said, you don't like the player. Say the player, they float for field like Tebe. That's exactly what Pochettino is doing. But Pochettino is starting too early. Well, let's see how it goes at the end of the day anyway. Well, Paris St-Germain, they are not going to leave the news. So what you sow, you will wear. What you plant, you will reap. You will harvest. PSG are expecting a low and insulting offer from Real Madrid for Kylian Mbappe after the French side gave the forward an ultimatum to sign a new deal, having rejected the £259 million offer from Al Hilal, and he doesn't want to move. Kylian Mbappe PSG is expecting Real Madrid to make a low and insulting offer for the striker. God, I beg you. Paris Saint-Germain are expecting a low and very, very rude, painful, insulting offer from Real Madrid for Kylian Mbappe in the coming days. The Frenchman has 12 months remaining on his contract at Parc des Princes and has informed the Ligue 1 champions that he has no intention Kojorara now working of extending his stay at the club. Club president Nasser Al-Khalifi is unwilling to see his prize asset leave for free next summer. You will lose him for free. When you are giving him a contract and making bigger than the club, and you're trying to use it to spite Neymar and Messi and the rest of them, you didn't know. You never see anything. Yeah, gathering together unto thee, we gather for you. He's unwilling to see his prize asset leave for free next summer and give the striker an ultimatum to either sign a new deal by the end of July or accept a transfer now. Now, first, come meet me now. I did my house. Come meet me. That's what Kylian Mbappe is saying to him. And again, professionally, I think that what's it called? PSG have shot themselves in the foot. Why am I saying that? To come out and kind of like give the player ultimatum and not take him for preseason is the biggest damage that they've done to themselves. I'm thinking they were expecting that the Saudi Arabia deal will come and the money will be too tempting for Mbappe to turn down. But the thing again is when an unmovable force meets with an unstoppable force, there's always going to be issue. And that's the issue that we're dealing with. Well, whatever else you have to say on all of these matters, let's know. But don't forget that in the game that Man United lost to Borussia Dortmund 3-2, the conversation was not in the scoreline. It was the fight or the near fight between Andre Onana and Calamity Harry Maguire that hogged the headlines. But before we talk about that one, let me give you the lineup for the Nigerian game because the lineups are hard and it's good to look at it very well. Yes, everybody said that what worked should not be changed. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And I think that's exactly what we have here. The coach has decided, you know what, it worked the last time. Let's not fix it. But guess what? The coach said, no. If it worked that time, nobody said we're not going to change it. Asisa Goshoala started from the bench in the last game. But he came off the bench, and I think this is what I thought. I thought that Tony Payne actually ran the Australians ragged, in my opinion. And by the time Asisa Goshoala came in, the Australians were a bit tired. Even though, Asisa came in, her hold-up play was good. She had perfect timing. But you could also notice that, like Messi, she was strolling in some part of the game when she was playing. But I mean, it was a perfect game, so you're not going to fault anybody. But in this game, the coach have decided, hey, Asisa, you are going to start. So she's leading the line unless anything changes between her and kickoff. But while saying that, I think Japan, I made it 4-0, and it's like the third goal I've gone in for Zambia, so make it 3-1. Spain, I have not considered a goal in this tournament. I've not considered 4 goals, 4 unreplied goals in this tournament. So Japan will be on metal. Meanwhile, Zambia made it 3-1. But this is what they call too little, too late. You save the best for the last. No, start from the get-go. All those people who always tell you save the best for the last. Not music. Not be real life. In real life, you start from the get-go. And I'll let Jesus. I wait to make wine finish. You talk about to wine. They say I'm the sweetest. Not be this one. You are not Jesus. Jesus can afford. He has the liberty and the luxury to do anything he like. You are not Jesus. Start from the first minute. So that everything does the hot, they do through and they go like that. You understand? So let's look. The untouchable position in the team is the position of the goalkeeper. Unadozie that I have advised after this tournament, when they are inviting the men team, she should identify as a man so that we can invite. I just identify. These days, like now, I'm broke, but I identify as a billionaire. If you do not see the money, it's your fault. You have eye problem. It's not me that will cure you of your disease. I identify as a billionaire, but I do not reject people giving me money because it's actually rich people that people give money more. So if you have money to give me, send from my account, I will receive and tell you thank you. No problem. So the number 1 goalkeeper in goal, Unadozie, the lion, the conqueror is here. Nashimi, the lion, the conqueror. She's the one. She's the one. She's the one that will even make the Super Eagles qualify for the next World Cup. She has to identify as a man. Okay. Alozie is there, the fine, but this set of factors, the fine Jesus. Like you see girls in this team that you can toast. Before Falcons players, to toast them, they're just good for the game. They're not good for the toasting. But these ones, you can take them out on the date. You can publicly show them off. You can like, oh, that's my babe. I think like my babe. You can take them to your mom, and your mom will not be angry. You know, back in the day, some of the Super Falcons players, when they were playing, if you go and show your mom, it was, hey, I mean, yeah, you bring them to the house. But this was, they are palatable. And actually, pop tree, I mean, pumpkin, whatever I mean, I get that dance like who want to break. She's also there on the rifle back. Alize is no, it's on the left back. Alize is on the right back. Alize fine. She speaks well. Also, she or Halle. She's also there. Dembele, Yabi, what did they call him? She's also there in center defense. And they holding it strong, and Uchebe holding long in the defensive midfield. And then you have across that, you know, it's a 4-2-3-1 formation that and the Wardrobe have decided to deploy this tournament. You have Rashidat Ajibade. You see that blue hair? That's senseful now. Sense. She gets timing, she gets speed, she gets ability, she can dribble, she can cross. Why she has not scored in this tournament is something I don't know. But she has worried the opposition. First goal we scored against Australia. She was the one that she forced the equalizer in the last kick of the first half at the time. She forced it. Japan have defeated Spain, so we're counting that our game now. Hey, we have 1 hour, 5 minutes more to the start of our game. And then you have they call him. She's there. China. You know, we have King Kanu, and then there's Queen Kanu. Queen Kanu is there. And then Agbabola. All of them are we say are taking off our shirts, the vessel. More than talk true. For inside in our house, when they fantasize about assistant to Shwala. Some of them are able to look past the what that thing that she wore now. What's it called? Brat up. When they look past the brat up, they see the nipple. When they can social media, call the 4 holy people. Who tell una so na holy? And when that expand the view for na phone, like why should not remove the brat up? Shut up your mouth. Hypocrisy kill all of una. So actually come out and said, this is the first player to remove it. She did not. She already collected the yellow card for it. And I want to. They're increasing her fuel price, and I know if you talk anything. They're giving a exchange rates. They go up, and I know if you talk anything. As I said, but I want to come because you want to use this moral focus. Let's come back to the conversation on the YouTube channel now. Let me hear you guys say let's start with Fit Life. Fit Life say good evening from here. So Fit Life is in Lithuania. That's eastern part of Europe. You know, the eastern region, the cold side, the cold shoulder, the part where they give cold shoulder, where everybody put their hands in their pocket, no handshake, no hugging, everybody mind your business. Okay, if it like you say, it's not that I hear from you. No, now you will not hear from because I'm always here like every single day, and you have not been around because you've been busy hustling. And I know that the demand from Nigeria, your family members that are here now have increased, so you have to increase your work time too. So there's no free time to spend 1 hour, 30 minutes to be watching Idafi talk when the real battle is going on of Survivor. Everybody is a survivor, even those in diaspora, in the abroad, they're also surviving. You jackpot and you join the survivor race everywhere. He said, my name is Faith, chatting from Eastern Europe. I tell you, Lithuania to be precise. And then Felix Peters, okay, is the FFD. Are we going to be able to beat Ireland? Why not? If not, yes, of course. We will beat them. We'll go beat them. We'll go beat them. Yeah, that's what Victor Moses spoke preaching English back in the day. Okay, so I say, when are you coming to Germany? It's supposed to be in October, but when they give me the visa first, but they're not still giving me. I stay in my house. I'm not got a problem. They just asked me now to send some extra documents. So after my show, I'll send to them. Yemi Dynamite say hypocrisy of religion is so contradictory to watch, and maybe it's me, Shao. I just feel it's man-made to shackle their fellow human beings. It's not you. That's the truth. He said, I can't speak of other religion, but a lot of contradiction full Christianity. The contradiction too high. Yami Dynamite say case of slavery causes attracted dislike, as in the case of Esau and Jacob. Let's not even discuss that one. Let's not just go there safe. I not even start that one first. Yami Dynamite say all these have scriptural backing. Is what shocked me most. Hair by hair guru. Okay, everybody say hair. Everybody want buy hair now. Go and subscribe to Ibe channel. Like say that hair they deal with. Can you talk about football? Obviously, not football we want to talk about, but be coming down. And I know you send this thing when these guests will give you their news. These are interns in this office. We're not going to train them. They'll just go to internet, they watch us like saying they're constant, man. They have to learn and grow. Okay. Everybody say, can you talk nicely? Stop being foolish. Wow. Wow. This your hair guru. So your momo, you don't ripe, you don't pluck out. But man, leave it first. Yeah, I mean, then I might say Bini that has the best route to Italy. Now him, big uncle, they bash like this. Really? Is there an embassy in Bini? I don't know. And you just tell me now, you know, like I'm not aware, but Bini. Hey, Bini. Oh God. Apart from Yoruba people, I believe people they wrong come up for Nigeria person. Apart from Yoruba people. But the thing about the Yoruba people, at least, you know, say they go abroad, they go school, they go do better work. If you want to know how many Benin people did abroad, just go and stay on TikTok. You see, now Benin people speak, you know that these are Benin people. They're my people, so I know them very well. They also speak, you hear them speak. Benin people, somebody will leave. Where's that place you said? Mali, and go to traffic you from Mali to Benin. Okay, now your suffer continue. That's a part of fire. Well, they'll always say good morning, Elegote. I'm really pleased with our ladies. They have always given us joy from time to time. But why were people criticizing them? Some people say that Assistant Shola should retire, or maybe should retire. Look at all the teams that came to the World Cup. They have 30-something-year-old Mata of Brazil still playing. Mata. Yes, Mata that went to Jesus Christ tomb to take away to check the body. That wanted to. Mata is still playing. Mata, Mary Magdalene. Yes, she's still playing. Since football start, now Mata they play ball. Mata played football with Pele. She's still playing. Nobody is complaining. Okay. Jemasi 144. Yeah. God. Hey, Demola Ibrahim Abia, say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I have interest in the book. Oh, give me one. Okay, you can buy yours from what's that place again that said this book again? There's one small. Okay, yeah. What's it? I forgot the name of Roving Heights. Yes, Roving Heights. Go to Roving Heights Bookshop and search for it. Search for them on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. And tell them you want to buy the Sunday Listen book. They will deliver to you. You will pay the charges. Yes, that's how you get it. It's in I'm going to give my book. That's all. The language says there was another program I used to listen to then, and it was as if Eagles were going to be used to wipe the floor going by their analysis. Now, paralysis now, I get, but I don't know. That's how they didn't know. Demola Ibrahim say, what do you think David Raya and Mohamed Kudus will add to the Arsenal team if they sign them? I think Mohamed Kudus, create goals. He would also give backup to Bukayo Saka. I think that Bukayo Saka, when he gets to the 75% mark of the season, he tends to burn out. And because the position he plays is a super regular, and he's played a lot of games at his age, you want to have somebody that will back him up. And we don't have. Trossard is suited for the Martinelli position more than that position. So, well, that will bring in competition. That would also bring in bodies to that side. For Raya, I really don't know what Raya brings. Why are you selling Matona unless Matona wants to go? Matona has been doing well. He saves penalty. We might need him one day in the Carabao Cup and in the FA Cup. So why do you need Raya? Raya is older. Matona is still a good player. And then he serves the purpose of the owner, American goalkeeper. Or maybe he just say, okay, bring the Americans and let them go be festive players somewhere else. This is the national team goalkeeper for America and he wants to play regularly, leading to the World Cup. Maybe if he's pushing to leave, then Raya is going to be a backup. I still think that Aaron Ramsdale is up there among the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. Yeah, not Alisson, not Anderson, but I would not take Onana over Aaron Ramsdale. And this might be very controversial. A lot of people are like, what is this guy saying? The truth of the matter is it's a lot more stable to me if you put a solid defense in front of him. My problem with Onana is that he thinks he's a defensive midfielder. Not even a centre back. He thinks he's a defensive midfielder. And the Premier League, I'm going to say, making they do that thing where they do, they come out for inside the team. And I don't know what the magnet are, but it's like the village people that are pushing him. We will see it at the end of the day. So maybe because Matona wants to get first team playing time, and obviously he can't get first team playing time over Aaron Ramsdale. So they are going for Raya. And Raya, made it clear since last season that he wants to leave the club that he's at. But at 40 million, I think that's too much to get a goalkeeper on the bench for 40 million. Please go somewhere else. Go look for some other goalkeeper. But if Matana leaves, then you need a backup, and then you become desperate. You definitely would have to buy him. The allow to say in the end they couldn't fulfill their bet should Nigeria win. I remember someone saying it would sweep Third Mainland Bridge if Nigeria wins. A whole lot. Some people even stopped talking to me because I said Nigeria was going to win. And it was funny because I hardly get these predictions wrong. And why people get angry, you say your own, I say my own can't invest you. But you said they're not going to win. I don't verse. I just stay on my own. And then the other want to say, another said he would come to the studio naked to present his program. But all of them never happened. Yemi Dynamite say, but why is sports manufacturing manifesting as village people in the life of Hurricane like this? Okay, why do they want him to retire without winning any tangible European laurel? This is my take on Hurricane. I think that this transfer window will end with Hurricane going to Bayern Munich. Because I don't see in all of the analysis that I've made over the weekend, looking at the Hurricane situation, I don't see any part of it where Hurricane signs a deal to extend his contract. It will be very foolish because by January, he would obviously sign a pre-contract with any club that he wants to sign with. It might not even be Bayern anymore. It could be Paris St-Germain. It could even be Real Madrid to go and join Mbappe. So it's sick. It's very, very sick for them to hold their ground because this has happened before. He extended. It's not the first time this is happening. It happened before he extended. That's how we got here. And Paris Saint-Germain Sports didn't get better. So what are you going to sell to him now? You're going to sell to him that, we now have a coach. When was the last time a coach came from Scotland and did well? Silas Ferguson that everybody wants to point at. Took him 6 years. The Spurs have 6 years to be patient. The Spurs have any history of winning anything before. So it's something that is kind of like very difficult to put the finger on. But I think by the time the transfer window closes on 1st of September, Hurricane will not be wearing white jersey. If he's wearing a white jersey, it definitely will not be a Spurs one. That's what I think, because it will be foolhardy to let him wind down his contract, just like what is happening with Paris Saint-Germain and Kylian Mbappe. But let's keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. The other one says, my expectation on the Super Falcons is still not too high for the ladies, but I always support and cheer them on. I hardly criticize them anyway, even when they lose, because they deliver more than they do not. Yami Dana might say, I like the Raya link. Ramsden needs that competition. We are in so many competitions and there is enough games to keep both busy if we do sign Raya. Then, but American boy should go to Nottingham Forest, I beg. Wow, what people, all of a sudden. And she wanted to say Chelsea and Liverpool links to Mbappe reminds me of K1, the ultimate song. Vivid imagination, the of our generation. Okay, he said the only designer of our generation. Yeah, well, I also think it's vivid imagination because I don't see anything is possible with football anyway. So I'm not just going to rule it out completely. Some people might whisper into the ears of Mbappe and say, you know what, you cannot stay one season without playing. And then Mbappe might even make a phone call to Florentino Perez and say, what do you want me to do? Because that's the way the conversation is right now. Daddy, what do you want me to do? Should I just stay here and sit on the bench and be training with the under 20s and then get into that wrong psychological space where my mind is not clear for the next one season? Or should I also look at it as a well-deserved rest, an opportunity for me to rest, and then when I come to Madrid, I'll be firing on all cylinder. I will go like Bumblebee from a B2 to a Camaro, or I should go on loan to England. And then Florentino Perez, you know what, England, the problem with England, they might just go and injure you now, towards the end of the season, and then will not benefit. So the way I'm looking at it, as per investor concerned, we'll sleep on it. Like Sabinos, sleep, let's sleep. And we'll get back to you. Okay. But we'll see anyway. Then I say I'm just waiting for what will happen in the end concerning Mbappe. Not really interested in the back and forth. Not a fan of transfer speculations, but PSG might be the one to lose Might, I said, not might. They will lose. They will lose. 1st of August is tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow is 1st of August.
Yeah.
Mbappe gets 60 million for not going to preseason, for not doing anything. He gets 60 million tomorrow. Just tomorrow. That shall be with me in bank account. Not paradise. Not everything be paradise. Okay. Tosin Iluyomade says that Mbappe to Chelsea will spoil Chelsea wage bill again. Let him go to Real Madrid. Be cool. Anderson Edika. Okay, that's your Akwa Ibom brother. Anderson Edika said the coach should caution our players on yellow card to be careful in today's game so that none of them get suspended for the knockout stage. You know that carefulness, now many players lose match. In dressing room, I don't like coaches talking to players with yellow card because you just spoil their psyche. They go into every tackle fearing, I want to play the next game, and then you lose this game and you don't get to make the next game. What's the use? There are 23 players in that team. Everybody is good enough to start. So for me, I know they ever support that team. Let them play their ball the best way they know how to play. It's like nobody just goes into tackles like that. But I mean, if the card come, let it come. But I think that they'll be playing this game with a little bit of confidence. If you summon the host nation, hardly would you be bothered about any other country. That's just the truth. I think they would be a little bit on the upside on this one. Correct Timothy said, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. What do you think about Dembele agreeing to sign for Paris St-Germain? Cheba can never enter a problem like this. Dembele, please remind me one full season that Dembele have given to Barcelona. Remind me one important value that Dembele have given to them. Because for me, Dembele reminds me of a certain Abu Dhabi at Arsenal. Yeah, potential, great. Looked like it was going to be the next best thing, the next Thierry Henry, the next this, the next that, but never really showed it. So for me, Barcelona are being saved. They've been saved by the bell. So at this case, whatever transfer money they are able to make is good. If it's free, let him go. For me, Dembele is waste of time and space. Does he have the potential? Yes. Is he a good player? Yes. But it doesn't really live up to that expectation. So that for me is a red flag, is a problem. Well, Ferdinand Ekene says, what happened between Onana and Maguire? Hope say punches fly. No, punches did not fly, but insult fly. Or flew, as the case may be. Mr. Patrick A. Romana, my guy. This is the one that Jesus will not say, Peter, upon this rock I will build my church, and the gate of hell shall not prevail against it. You know, if I see Peter for Patrick, if I see Patrick for here, and then if he talk about the church again because of the way I want to talk about that, but let's just leave it. He's a pastor and he's my brother, so I know they like offend family people. But you know what question I've always asked and nobody's giving me the answer? I think Patrick should be able to give me the answer. Why are all, in translation, they don't translate people's name. So if Mr. Esiogenes says something in Udu Kingdom, and you want to write it in Australia or in China, you're not supposed to translate Esiogenes' name. You can translate everything he said, right? Or Ojuku or Okonkwo, it is all apart, say something about Ikemefuna. You will return Ikemefuna, you return Okonkwo, but you can write it in your own language. But you say, Mr. Ikemefuna, Mr. Why are all the names in the Bible, why are they all in English? These people were Hebrew people. How did Peter become a disciple? John, Luke, Mark. Why are they all having English name? And nobody's ever asking that question. That's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Then you want to tell the Yoruba people story, and all of a sudden, all the Yoruba people, all the chiefs, they not have English name. I don't know. Patrick could explain to me one day. That's also part of the reason why I want to go to heaven. Because I want to go see all these guys. I was like, is that your real name? Is that your real name? Like, you are a Jewish person. How does a Jewish Hebrew person all of them get English name? DBRA. I don't understand. Something fishing going on. David. I don't know, Sha. Let's keep it going. Let's just keep it going. Solomon. All these names look
like translation.
How do you translate somebody's name? So Bassi, what's the English translation of Bassi?
Technically God.
So if I want to go and tell the story and I say Joy God, does that, if you read the story, where would you see yourself in the story? Have I not eliminated you from the story? Joy God said, technically, Basi is God. Do you see yourself in the story anymore? You're out of the story. My sister, help me. Is it not true? Is it not? Okay, you can translate my name. My name is Edafe. Don't translate it to English. It's not, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Because even Esogene becomes a sentence when you translate it to English. Esogene becomes gift of God. You understand? It doesn't, it's no longer a name. I don't get it anyway, but let's just move on like that. Patrick said, good morning all. It's looking like Osimhen wants to remain at Napoli. Okay, so Osimhen have a contract that have 2 more years remaining on this contract. And the club have put a price tag on him that nobody is coming for him yet. But we are still about a month away from the end of the transfer window. I can't say here that Osimhen wants to stay, but he's a professional footballer. You go to preseason, you've got to give your best. Yes, he scored 2 goals in that preseason game, in their 4-0 win. That's what he is. Because again, by scoring those goals, is reminding the people that are looking for players what he can do. But my worry, this is where my worry is. My worry is not with Napoli. I think Napoli are doing what a professional football club and a business-minded football club would do. Man United are willing to pay almost 80 million for a player that scored how many goals? 10 goals in the same Italian league for Atlanta. And when they go about him, they're not trying to tell us that he's the new Haaland. Okay? I don't have a problem with how you hype your player and the player you're looking for. But Victor Osimhen, that won the highest goal scorer in that same league, Victor Osimhen, let's do multiplier effects now. So Erasmus Haaland, since there's somebody translating name, how they translate name. Erasmus Oganerukewe Bukrusu of Atalanta that have now agreed a deal with Man United. And Man United have also agreed a deal with Atlanta. It's going for about 80 million or so. And he did score up to half the number of goals that Osimhen scored. So if we do the law of multiplier effect, and Osimhen is 24, so it's not like he's old. The law of multiplier effect is if you can pay 80 million, because that's what's happening with midfield transfer now. Arsenal can pay 105 million for Declan Rice, then Moise Caicedo must go for 100 million. It's as simple as that. Now, if you can pay about 80 million for Erasmus Ubukrusu, then you should also be able to pay twice the amount, which is 160 million for a Victor Osimhen, who in 6 Champions League games, remember that very well, scored 5 goals. Maybe they played 10 games, would have scored 9 goals or more. And in the league, scored 26 goals. So count the number of goals he scored, and then he won the league, he won the highest goal scorer and everything. So you could do the mathematics and tell me what he is. Again, his contract is heavier than Erasmus Bukurusu's own from Atalanta. His salary is heavier. He earns 100,000 euros every month. That's about 83,000 pounds a week. Every week, sorry. So if you look at the whole thing, Osimhen is what is weight in gold. What Uncle Aurelius De Laurentiis or Chinedu Unamdi De Lawrence, the owner of, since now they translate to the owner of Napoli. If you look at the money he has invested in Osimhen compared to the money invested in Erasmus Bukurusu at Atlanta, you would say that Osimhen is even worth 200 million. Why are they not offering him that? That's what I don't know. So the club is saying, okay, you know what? You have to renew. But his manager has said, no, we're not going to renew. We still have 2 more years. We're not going to extend the contract. We're going to stay the way it is and see how it goes. But it also means that Osimhen might stay. But we still have 1 month. 1 month. The real rush is going to start in the next 2 weeks. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see how that goes. Having said that, where did I stop now? Yes, Jerry Sampson. He said, what about Monday Gift? So the thing, it's a backup. I communicate 1994. Jerry Sampson said, Monday Gift supposed to be starting in the starting lineup when you're not the coach. That's what you suppose. But the coach have decided what he wants. And he's on top of the group right now. He can do whatever he wants to do. Ferdinand can say, but don't think some of those names are English enough. Okay? All right. That's what the media wants you to think. Patrick Ramana says, I don't go into those translation matter. I try to focus on my relationship with God and leave the rest. Now, those translation, I build the relationship with God. The sheep will bring Bible, I carry our people go back as slave. Remember that. And he says, all these English guys, their biases is obvious. As long as you are not European, Sancho when they sit down for bench, 100 million, they buy him. Good. Another very valid point. So when people, I've listened to different podcasts, different people say things like, oh, Osimhen is good, but it's not all that. Osimhen is this, but at that price is too much. Okay, so let's extract some players. You know, we still have about 10 more minutes before the show ends now because of the extended time. Remember, I wasn't here on Friday. Look at it carefully. Jude Bellingham had one good season, and you buy him for 116 million. One good season. Didn't win a title, didn't win anything, just one good season. Jadon Sancho had one good season, and you buy him for 100 million. Jack Grealish was upcoming at Aston Villa. You bought him for 100 million. And Declan Rice won Milik Cup, and you bought him for 105 million. These guys don't score goals, right? And now you're telling me I don't want to go to McAllister because McAllister is a World Cup winner. I've got to give respect. The whole World Cup since 1930, very few people can count how many people have won it. So it's not an everyday thing. If you win the World Cup, any amount they buy you, I think you deserve it. If you won the World Cup, and especially if you played, I'm not going to be here talking down anybody who won the World Cup. But I'm looking at Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Jadon Sancho, what's the other English guy that won the treble now? Jack Grealish. You look at that price tag. And let's not forget that we're back in the era of the black gold. Okay, so black gold is not crude oil anymore. It used to be crude oil. The new normal in football now, the new demand, the new high demand is because we no longer have twin strikers, we have a single striker. It is a center forward that is tall, athletic, and bullish. That is fast, that is athletic, in case you don't understand what athletic means. That is fast, that can score goals, and very bullish, right? That's what black gold is. And Victor Osimhen is the acronym or the epitome or the symbol, the poster boy of the black gold. He's tall, he's fast, he's good with both feet, he can score in the air. You know, I don't see all of the things that used to be his flaws has been fixed. And he's still improving. He's 24. Players get better. Strikers become, hit that prime peak period at 27. Unless you are Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Haaland, or Suarez and Robert Lewandowski. Those guys have changed the time, as well as Harry Kane. Let's bring him in. Okay, but Harry Kane at 29, going to be 30 in September or is in November. People are still saying 100 million, right? For a player whose contract will expire next summer, they're still saying 100 million plus. Just think about it for a minute. But you have a 24-year-old, and people say 150 is too much for him. I have a problem with that thinking. And then one podcast guy in Manchester had the audacity to say it's a one season, a one-off, is a fluke. How do you say that in the first place? But hey, it's one of those things. Let's just look at how it goes. Ferdinand Ekene say that it seems most Nigerian players don't have good agents, which makes them don't get top clubs and high prices. Look, someone like Choupo-Moting playing from Stoke to PSG and Bayern. On that front, I wouldn't lie you, I agree with you 100%. But even at that, I think Victor Osimhen, Napoli have created enough buzz and hype around Osimhen to be worth that amount of money. But again, like I said at the beginning, before the transfer window opened towards the end of last season, I said the catalyst that will determine the movement of Osimhen are two players, Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe. Their movement is the piece of the puzzle that is at the bottleneck, the traffic jam. That once they move, then the traffic will begin to flow. If you look carefully, there's not been real movement in the striking position anywhere in Europe, across Europe. Everybody is cagey and careful. Barcelona have not bought a striker. They're still hanging on to Lewandowski. Real Madrid doesn't have a striker. They're still hanging on like, oh, we would get Mbappe for free next season, we'll manage what we'll have. Paris Saint-Germain looking to lose Mbappe already. They've lost Messi. They've not really, getting in the shindig. But Chelsea have done a very fantastic business. They've bought a Drogba in disguise. Drogba 2.0 in in Jackson. And if well managed, that guy might just be the surprise of the season. I may be expecting too much from him, but I went back and I studied his clips, his old previous club games, and his preseason game. And you know how I judge players. It's not necessarily the goals. What do you do when you're not with the ball? It's very, very important to me as a football analyst when I judge players. So when I come out and I tell you this player not sabi or that player not sabi, it's not necessarily when he gets the ball and he's showboating. Because sometimes when I say this, people look at me like, what are you saying? But I've always been right. Wilfred Bonny, Mitch, Wilfred, so what's it? Alex Iwobi, what's his name now? That one I run like Theo Walcott, Jack Wilshere. I could go on and on. I've always been right. That one they use the Granote at the bath. And then Traore. All of these guys. Okay? I hardly get it wrong because football is not, it's not something, it's not beauty, it's in the eye of the beholder. If you sabi ball, if you see player with sabi play ball, you know. Wilfred Zaha, you see all those average players. When my United signed Wilfred Zaha, I remember Tony almost punched me in the nose when I said, this guy, if he play match, I'll resign for this company. He knows sabi play ball. He don't sabi watch ball. Yeah, you say he be ex player. Alpha. When I said I paid 72 million for Nicolas Yayas and Nogo Pepe, the worst footballer ever in the history of football. I said, this one no sabi. Like, he no sabi. They scam us now. Everybody involved in that deal got their cut. People say, oh, I don't know what you're saying. Afana. No club won't buy them again. I don't know what you're saying. So, but for this, I just think that if those two transfer work this window, then maybe Osimhen will move, maybe some other players will move. Because look at Spurs carefully. Spurs sells Harry Kane for 80 or 100 million. Who's going to come in? You cannot bank on Richarlison to be your center forward, to be playing with military boy, Son Heung-min. Because look at it carefully. Since Son Heung-min went to do his military attachment training and came back, he's became very rude and arrogant. Like, he used to be very humble. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. But since he went for that 1 year military training, it's become an idiot. But you now put in the Jagoda of football, Richarlison. Two bad boys in the center forward, there's going to be a problem. Kun Aguero and Balotelli worked because Kun humbled himself and leave Balotelli to take the attention of stupidity. And everybody loved Aguero, they gave him the ball. But Richarlison and Son Heung-min, somebody go collect. Those two, somebody go collect eventually. There's going to be a problem. And they now need a striker. If again, Kylian Mbappe says, okay, I'm not going to sit on the bench for a whole season if I go to Madrid. The shortest cut to Madrid is a loan to Liverpool or Chelsea. Just to already have Jackson. And then I have Mbappe. Compete for the title. Then, Paris Saint-Germain might say, okay, who scored the goals for us? We have a good players, set of players, midfielders, attackers, and defenders now. The team is a lot more balanced now, let's be fair. Enrique can work magic. We need an Osimhen to put the ball in the net, to bury the ball in the old onion bag. Even though Osimhen doesn't really strike me as a player that fits the kind of football that Enrique wants to play. But hey, that might just happen. Again, another part of the conversation, but I fear Bayern does not spend money like that. Is Bayern saying, okay, we can't get Harry Kane, let's go and get Victor Osimhen last week of the transfer window? That's a possibility because they don't have a goal scorer right. Again, Chelsea might say, okay, we have Jackson. Why not get Osimhen, sell the project to him that will qualify the Champions League? You will be the poster boy of the project at 24 now. You can give us 1 season without playing on the continent. And thereafter, you go on and become the poster boy, the face of this project. 2 black players up front. That could also be a fantastic idea for Chelsea. I'm just saying because they are one of the clubs that have the money. For Erasmus, Ubukurusu, playing at Manchester United, you could say they also have Rashford. Yes, they also have Marcus Rashidi. They have that guy there, and then they have useless Anthony Martial, who's not a Martial. It's not Martial in anything. They might not want to buy another striker. But I think Spurs, if they sell Harry Kane, they want a striker. Fortunately, I will be sad. I will weep. I will cry if Osimhen go to Spurs because it'll be waste of time. You can't play Napoli and play Spurs. It's not good. Two clubs that does not like to sell their players. Two clubs that always give you problem when transfer window wants to happen. That's not a good move. But hey, monitor bullshit works. So that's how they say it. So those are all the permutations. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope to God that anything would happen. Well, as we round up, let's go back again to the Women's World Cup and tell you that right now it is time for players to come out and show what they are made of. Zambia defeated Costa Rica 3-1. Japan pounced, trashed, and beat Spain blue, black, and blue. 4-0. They remove subsidy for their head. Yeah, Zambia are coming home. It doesn't remove anything. No. Zambia are homebound. Japan still come first with 9 points. Spain are still second with 6 points. With all the beating, with all the issue of blood, they still, are there. Okay, they still even have a +4 goal difference after conceding 4 goals. Zambia, after scoring 3 today, they still considered 11 in this tournament. So they now have the understanding of the tournament. When you beat Germany in a friendly match and you celebrate like a mad dog, it doesn't change anything. So we now know some teams that are out of the tournament already. Another group that is very funny is that Group A, where Switzerland drew 2 and won 1. And with 5 points alone, they qualified. Norway have 4 points, same as New Zealand, the host, but Norway qualified on goal difference. So you look at this Nigerian group, it might end up like that. So let's say hypothetically Australia and Canada draw. Nigeria also maybe draws with Ireland. No, God forbid, claim them out. Nigeria will beat Ireland. But hypothetically that happens. So it will be 2 draws, 1 win. Nigeria qualify with 5 points, and Canada follows the second. But I'm just having this feeling that Australia will beat Canada. I don't know. I'm not going to bet on it. I'm not sure. I'll go and say that maybe you lose money for this Balablo economy now. Every money is very, very important. But Japan have qualified. Switzerland have qualified. Norway have qualified. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see who the next team will play. The team will play definitely is in the Switzerland and Norway group already. So we'll see how that one goes. Everybody was saying Nigeria will play New Zealand. And I was like, in that group, 9 New Zealand won't qualify. Then they can't qualify now. Well, we shall see at the end of the day. So that's how it is. And this is how the show also comes to an end. Once again, let me give you the lineup, before I leave the studio. For the Republic of Ireland, in goal is Courtney Brosnan. Okay, that's the goalkeeper. And the defenders have decided to play 3 defenders and 4 midfielders with 3 midfielders. So it's 3-4-3 in this game. Louis Quinn is there. Niam Fahy is also playing there. Megan Connolly. What is Ireland without a Connolly and Quinn? What is Ireland without a Connolly? Okay. Megan Connolly is playing as the top defender there. Ruisha Little John is the midfielder and their captain. Katie Maccabi is there. Lily Ag is also there. I don't know what that means. AGG, aggregate. Hida Payne is there as well. We have our own pain too. We'll cause them pain. And then in attack, they have Dennis O'Sullivan. What is Ireland without a Sullivan? There's Dennis O'Sullivan, Sinead, not O'Connor, the late Sinead O'Connor. This one is Sina Farley. And then you have Kyra Carusa also in attack. But that's not anybody's business. What concerns the people that are viewing this thing right now is the Nigerian team. Captain and safe and solid player, my player of the tournament already, Chiamaka Unadozie, is in goal for us. She would identify as a man when the Super Eagles are playing and come and play for us. And right fullback is Ashley Plumtree, where you pluck all the good things. And then Osinachi O'Halley is also there, center back, alongside Blessing Demey. And then you have Mitchell Alozie, fine black ebony beauty. Piquito Define. Oh God, this guy should be on Time magazine, on Forbes magazine. Yes, as the most beautiful. You cannot give away about money. Most beautiful. Then you have Tony Payne, Christy Uchebe, Uchenna Kanu, Rashida the Blue Air Wonder, Ajibade, Halimatu Ayinde, all in the midfield. both defensive and offensive in a 5-man midfield. And you have Asisat Oshuala, Agbabola, all alone up front. But then let's look at the bench. What the arsenal of the coach is like, who he can call on. Tochukwu always our reserve goalkeeper, as well as Zainab Balogo. Then you have Glory Ogbona, Anome AB, the veteran, Ifeoma Onomono, our forward player. And then you have Desire Oparanoze, who have been expecting to play this tournament, wearing jersey number 9. I've not seen her play. And the prime dynamite, the bullet girl, the girl that runs like a Japanese train, that have force, that have pressure, that can press. Gift Monday, I think the coach is saving her for the later part of the tournament, is wearing jersey number 11. And then the dancer from Benue, the one that the father thought would be a boy, but didn't turn out to be a boy, and the father wasn't happy. But eventually, she's very homely. She can farm, she can cook, she can do cassava, she can vest yam. Francesca Odega, fantastic girl. She's there. And then you have Jennifer Echegini. Okay, not Echegini. Echegini. Rafiat Imurin is also there wearing jersey number 20. And finally, number 21, Esther Okoronkwo. Yes, those are the players that we have on the bench. Let's leave Ireland players. Nobody cares about their players right now. 11 o'clock, that is 25 minutes from now, that game will start. Nigeria is playing a 4-5-1 formation, and Ireland is playing a 3-4-3 formation. You already know who wins. I'm not going to come here and be telling you that Nigeria might lose. No, we're not going to lose. We'll win this one. Other Becky draw, worst case scenario. Well, on that note, let me read the final messages that came in. Ferdinand Ikene says Instagram comment to make them not think say you forget them. No, Instagram don't go off. I don't know what happened. I think it was a network issue. There was a glitch and then it went off. Ferdinand Ikene says, please tell Azizat to do that celebration again. I beg, he get why. Somebody have come out to speak the truth. See, to be very honest, if you are open-minded, you know that that's the best celebration in this tournament. I don't know what anybody thinks. Let me tell you something that happened in 2014. No, I should save it for tomorrow. But in 2014 at the World Cup, so the press gallery where we were doing commentaries in the stadium for that finals, is just very big. So very, very big. It's a 80 or 90,000 capacity stadium. And then you see the fans of Argentina on this side, and you see the German fans on this other side. You see where that chance, there was a chance that Argentina have to score that Gonzalo Higuain missed. But Argentina, I guess, they showed it all. They gave it to the Lord. They gave it to the Lord. All glory, all things bright and beautiful. The Lord God made them all. They showed the pyramid of Sheba. They put it on display for some minutes. But then the goal denied and did not humbly apply themselves. And then when Germany scored, no, German women very tough. They were on this side again. And I'm just caught there in the middle. And I was doing my commentary. I was sad because I was all for Argentina. Even though a commentator is not supposed to be biased. I don't know who put that law because we get blood from it. When Argentina scored, I had to score, celebrate, make the commentary because people are paying for the adverts over there in Nigeria. But the German fans on this side, they let it go. Pharaoh, let my people go. They let it go. As when they shouted, go, Macaroons. I mean, Mario Götze. Mario Götze, put the ball in the net. It's a goal. Now, so German guys also, they let it go. Oh, so let my people go. So, I don't understand people complaining that as this at the Shala celebration. See, I want to go watch female football. You see, if all the girls are celebrating like this, they will sell more tickets. True to God, if women football just say, let them be celebrating like this. I mean, I know why. Look at YouTube, look at Facebook, look at TikTok. Maybe the people where they show let it go. Maybe that they get more views. Yeah. You never see me. If I put guests for this place now, maybe they hold my back, they show the pyramid. They show the pyramid like this. You don't know the number of views I'm gonna get. You get why. Maybe which day when Nigeria beat Australia, I just put a certain Australia picture. Now 8,000 views I get. Since when I don't do video, video will not get ahead. I just react the chat. I never analyze anything. 8,000 views. You get why I bet Ferdinand. I follow you. I agree with you. See my sister. Hey God, my only sister not sure. He said, Ferdinand, I shall. Yeah, me that I might leave. Let Ferdinand breathe. Don't suffocate him. Okay? But our abs were on point and lovely to see. Leave abs. Who should be English when they speak? Wait, which man they look for woman will get abs? Which one be abs? Woman they get abs. He Bobby something to hold. You see, you have for that song. To have and to hold. And there's love inside. Yeah, like which abs? My man they get abs, six pack. Let's close and go. We will continue tomorrow. Emmanuel Sebastian will be here. But for now, let's go and watch that game. Thank you very much, everyone. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe to our channel. Let's have some fun again tomorrow and the day after, and the day after, and the day after. Like that. It's good to be here anyway. I take joy in being here. People ask me, I don't play computer games. How do I deal with my stress? This show is one of how I deal with my stress. It helped me ease my stress. I get to get excited and happy and enjoy the comment from the people because there's divergence of comments and opinions and views. And I think I want to beat my chest and say I run one of the very few YouTube channels where people don't insult themselves. I don't know how it happened, but you guys are the best in the world. I go to other people's live and I see even their live stream, people are insulting each other. But whatever you guys have done, whatever home training you guys have, may God continue to bless you guys. Thank you very much for not turning. I mean, I didn't even have to impose a guideline. You guys are just fantastic people. People around me are nice, but do well to subscribe and bring the bad people to come and subscribe so that they would also repent. God bless you and have for you a wonderful day. Thank you also from my angels in the building. God bless you guys. Naomi, Joy Bassi, and awesome. You guys are marvelous people. Let's do this again tomorrow. Bye-bye. My name is Idafi Matthew. Esogoro Iloto Comedian of Sports. Hasta la vista.